she was guided by the police into the dressing room, and also the players went to the dressing room, and the same fans were at the door of the stadium, like waiting for them. So it was quite unsafe for the players to get out of the stadium, and they had to be in the dressing room. This was not only Ikorodu City; it was not only Ikorodu City players.
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochukwu Michael. Keep watching Transit TV.
Transit TV back again to the studios, back again to give you all you need to know about the Nigerian Professional Premier League. NPFL is hitting up Remo. I just hanging in there, trying to get this one over the line. Have some very serious games and very interesting and somewhat tension-packed stadium this weekend in the NPFL. We have our man Yinka and Victor here. Yinka barely survived a violent situation in Ibadan today. You remember Olere Warriors gave their fans something to hang on to a few months back, and all of a sudden it's all coming down and crumbling, and the fans are not taking it good. Today they played out a 0-0 draw with the Ikorodu City at Ibadan, and we are here to give you a review of the NPFL this week and the standings according to the league table. Victor is here, and Yinka, the innovator of Africa, and Victor, the pride of Rivers. We are here today to give you what we normally give you as the league unfolds. Guys, you are welcome to the show.
And innovator is not in a good mood. he has been betrayed by both the players and the fans. Anyways, it's an interesting match day 32 in the NPFL. A lot of big matches. First of all, we had Bender Insurance up against Enugu Rangers. We had
Heartland at home to Kano Pillars.
Yeah, Heartland at home to Kano Pillars. We also had another interesting fixture between Abia Warriors and Eyimba
in Aba.
Shooting Stars versus Ikorodu City, and then the big one, first versus second, Remo Stars versus Rivers United. Rivers United are home in this particular one. It was an interesting match day, and we're here to give you all the details bit by bit.
Novata Africa, good to have you alive and able to still give us your smile today. Welcome to the show, bro.
Welcome. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Well, Victor said it's an interesting day. Well, personally, for me, I won't say it's not really an interesting one for me. But then, we thank God we are here again to give you the best of the NPFL physicalities where you can get it.
It's part of it. It's part of it.
Yes,
both the players and the fans.
So
they make
let's get a rundown of the league result this weekend as it came on. Where Heartland beat Kano Pillars 2-0. Bender Insurance 0-0 with Rangers in Benin on Saturday. Today being Sunday, Plateau United played a 0-0 draw with Kwara United. Rivers United beat Remo Stars, the league leaders 1-0, bringing that point gap to 5 points. Though Remo has a game in hand against Lobby Stars, who played out a 1-1 draw against Sunshine Stars. It looks like it was all-round derby this weekend. And Castina United played a 1-1 draw with Bayelsa United. And Tenodos beat Academy 2-0 at home in Niger. And Nasarawa United at home beat Akwa United 2-0 as well. Eyimba beat Abia Warriors in the Aba Derby 2-1, and 3SC. Well, before this game, I wouldn't have expected them to win, but they had a 0-0 draw at home to the informed boys of the league, Ikorodu City. They traveled all the way from Lagos to Ibadan and went home with 1 point. And Ika is going to give us a kind of what happened there today at the Ibadan Stadium.
Yeah, well, before the match, the atmosphere, it is a derby, one of the biggest match of the season, especially for the Oluyole Warriors fans. And before the match, everybody was hyped. We're expecting a beautiful game of football, and an interesting one at that, because the way it stands right now, Ikorodu City are vying for the continental slot, same as Shooting Star also. The match started and, it ended a new for both sides with Ikorodu City, the baby of the league, getting 1 point out of the encounter. Let me remind you, Ikorodu City has gotten 4 points from out of 6 against the Oli Warriors. So at the end of the match, like some fans felt they were robbed by the referee, and they were very, very angry. Even before the referee left the pitch, she was thrown bottles and all sort of harmful objects in which she was guided by the police into the dressing room. And also the players went to the dressing room, and the same fans were at the door of the stadium, like waiting for them. So it was quite unsafe for the players to get out of the stadium, and they had to be in the dressing room. This was not only Ikorodu City; it was not only Ikorodu City players that were in the dressing room. Same with Shooting Star players and even the coach. None of them were able to leave the dressing room because the fans were angry. Some the aggression was towards the referee. Some the aggression was towards the Ikorodu City. Some the aggression was to the players because
but how was the game? How did Tracy perform in the match itself?
Honestly, in the first half, I would say Ikorodu City were the better side because they controlled the game and they got the best chance in the first half. In the second half, the Oli Warriors grew into the game, and like they got a couple of chances. I could remember Okachi missed the 1v1, and two of Ikorodu City defender players like cleared the ball on the line. It was a goal line clearance for them. So I felt like Oli Warriors could have gotten at least the goal in the second half, but then they couldn't. But there were two instances whereby the players were felt there was an handball in the penalty box of the Ikorodu City, and the referee said there is nothing of such in the box, and like she didn't take the penalty. And also like there was also an incident, like a penalty incident that was supposed to be a penalty for Ikorodu City also, in which the referee waived also. So to me, like I would say, I would rate the referee 60 over 100, and I feel even if the match had continued, I really don't see Shooting Star, getting that goal because it was more or less like an end-to-end affair. So after the match, some fans shattered the glass of Ikorodu City balls, and it was very, very, very crazy. It took the intervention of the state government through the SSA that deployed military before the players were able to leave the stadium surroundings. Even I myself, I was attacked by some of the fans. Everyone knew I'm a Shooting Star fan, and just trying to beseech the fan to calm down, and getting words out of some fans that were angry. It was very, very messy over there.
Oh yeah, sorry, Yinka. Thank God you are safe and happy. Our fans out there, we need to learn to take the results as they come. Even if the referees make mistakes, it's not enough to attack people and inflict injuries on people. We are so grateful that God, by God's grace, Yinka, you made it home back alive and safe. And that takes us to another big game of the weekend. I thought that it was going to be the title decider. If Remo managed to beat Rivers United today, they probably would have been bye-bye to the other teams in the league. Apparently, they lost the game 1-0 to Rivers United, and leaving the gap between them and Rivers United to 5 points, though they have a game in hand. The way Remo Stars have been playing this season, it looks like it's going to be at least a guaranteed 1 point for Remo Stars. Victor, you have reports for us. Yeah, and before Victor comes in, our fans go on the channel. We have the highlights of that game from Port Harcourt. If you want to know how that one transpired, the Remo fans out there and other NPFL fans, go on the channel and you will see the video of the highlights of that game.
Well, a very interesting game. It is, and anywhere in the world, if the first team and the second team are playing, and at this time of the season, I mean it's a big deal. So for Rivers were at home, and if you check the records in the book, the coach after the game was saying he's not a good historian, but he was told that his team has never scored in Port Harcourt, and his team has never won a game in Port Harcourt. At some point, Rivers United went over 10 games beating against Remo Stars. And in the history of Remo Stars, they've only beaten Rivers United once. So Rivers United has managed to always pick up points. Earlier on the season, Rivers United, picked up a point in Ikene, and that's the only game where they've dropped a point. And it's a huge statement for Rivers United and to also Remo Stars, because at this point it's just five points, because Remo Stars are topping the league table with 60 points, followed by Rivers with 55 points. So it's just 5 points, and they have a game in hand. If they can defeat Lobby Stars, which I think 80% of me feels like Remo Stars will defeat Lobby Stars. If Remo defeat Lobby Stars, for me, I feel like Remo have won the league. But it was an interesting game today. Like, it was really interesting, and it was as intense as the Ikorodu shooting game. Really, really intense, because towards the end of the game, the players were fighting. Some persons had issues with the referee, and the referee had to be escorted after the match, because the way he ended the match, he gave a corner kick, and immediately the ball was kicked. Sadiq Ismail took the corner kick. He ended the match. And so the players were, the fans were angry. The Remo Stars players too were angry. And, in order to avoid anything violent, the referee was escorted by policemen and also bouncers which were present. So, after the game, a lot of arguments on the pitch saying, we'll not let you win the league. We will still win the league. All this kind of thing. It was so intense. In fact, after the game, I was not even thinking of recording, because if I had recorded that moment, my phone would have been broken. The coach of Remo Stars had
having technical issues right there, Victor. Victor, are you there?
I think he's having technical issues.
Yeah, I think he's having technical issues with his internet right there. Yeah, it's really getting tense all around the grounds, because people are fighting for Continental, fighting for the league, and others trying to avoid relegation. It's really getting tense out there. Yinka, what's your thought on this league? Do you think Remo Stars will go ahead and win the league this season?
Well, like I said, few match days ago, it is Remo Stars have been showing the character that they actually want to win the league, and it is gradually going their way also. So personally, I feel Rivers United, even with one game at hand, they are still 5 points ahead, and they are playing against Lobista, in which I feel, at least bad that is may turn out to be, they are going to get 1 point from it. So, and with just 8 games left more to play for, I don't see Remo Stars bottling the league. Definitely, they'll be crowned the league champion in the next few more match days.
Yeah, I'm very, very confident that Remo are going to win this league this season. But like as they always say in football, things change very, very quickly. All they need to do now is they need to just make sure they win the next 2 games, or at least not lose the next 2 games, and and give themselves an advantage. I'm going to be very, very elated to see Remo win this league for so many reasons. I'm a fan of Remo, and for them being a privately owned club in Nigeria, and have been around the top part of the table in the last 3 seasons, and this is the team that is just barely 4 or 5 years old in the league. This is something that needs to be crowned one way or the other, and I hope that they will manage to achieve it. And that takes us into the league table. So far, at the end of proceedings in the Matchday 32, we have Remo Stars on top of the league with 60 points. Like I said, they have 31 games. They have 1 game in hand against Lobby Stars, and have a very, very strong goal difference of 18 goals. University United have 55 points, and they have goal difference of 9 goals. So you can see right there that Remo really have superior advantage over the other team. Abia Warriors are third on the log. Abia Warriors are third on the log, though they still lost today. They are third, 50 points, 32 games played, and 3 game goals different. Followed by Shooting Stars, who are trying very hard to sneak into the continental positions on the table, and it is still very, very attainable, because it's just 2 points between them and the Abia Warriors, and they are 2 points ahead of Rangers International, who are also followed closely, same point with Ikorodu City, who are 6th on the log. If you go down to the table at the bottom, let's say bottom 4, last on the table is Lobby Star 24 points, Sunshine Stars 35 points, Aqua United 37 points, and Heartland are back. Just as Victor always says, that things change very, very quickly in the NPFL. Heartland are back to the top, to the bottom 4 of the league, 38 points. They are really trading very dangerously there. It looks like Harmony, just like Isamoah predicted some time ago, that the Heartland are going to go back to relegation. Remember last season they were relegated, but they had to buy a spot to keep them on the table. Inka, from what you have seen, do you think Heartland are going to finally survive this one, or are they really staring relegation in the eyes?
Well, the relegation battle is getting fierce day by day, and as we all know, as the season is currently getting to an end, almost in the NPFL, the top 10, the bottom 10 team is not safe from the relegation. That has always been the tradition. The way it is right now, personally, like Atlant has not been really showing that character we saw them show at points during this season. Amunike seems to be getting it right, but right now things are gradually going south for him also. But the way it is right now, I would say it is still very early to call it for them to relegate. But with the way it is going right now, if things did not change in their subsequent matches, there is no way they're going back to the relegation. And if they should go this time around, I don't think they're going to get any slots. It is going to be
they're going to have a chance to buy others. Victor, good to have you back. And like I was saying, Remo Stars looking like they are hanging in the balance, though they have a very, very strong superior goal difference ahead of Rivers United, 18 goals as against Rivers United 9 goals. Though it doesn't count to anything if the points are not there. So I hope that being a Remo fan that Remo will manage to beat Lobby Star and extend that lead to 8 points, and that will give them at least 3. They have to lose 3 games for Rivers United to topple them on the league, which it's not even 8 games to go. It's 6 games.
7 games. 6 games to go.
For them 7, then for Rivers 6. So if they can win the next 3 games, obviously they have won the league, and that is what I wish that was going to happen, because I want to celebrate and let Victor know that the Arsenals of NPFL can eventually win a trophy. And yes, guys, it's been an interesting and intriguing weekend. Like we said, safety concerns all around the stadiums in Nigeria. Fans out there, please, let's as passionate as we can be or we are for our teams to win, but please let's consider other people's safety. Our workers out there, the players, the referees, and other fans as well. And again, let's protect this game of football, and try to control our emotions even when our teams lose. Victor and Yinka, it's good to always have you on this show, and we'll see again next week and see what happens if Remo are going to go close to winning this title, and Heartland, if they will need funds from the government again this season to stay in the league, or they will suffer relegation. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again next time. Ciao.